Geography. China's landscape is vast and diverse, ranging from the Gobi and Taklamakan deserts in the arid north to subtropical forests in the wetter south. The Himalaya, Karakoram, Pamir and Tian Shan mountain ranges separate China from much of South and Central Asia. The Yangtze and Yellow rivers, the third and sixth longest in the world, respectively, run from the Tibetan Plateau to the densely populated eastern seaboard. China's coastline along the Pacific Ocean is 14,500 kilometers, 9,000 miles, long and is bounded by the Bohai, Yellow, East China and South China Seas. China connects through the Kazakh border to the Eurasian steppe, which has been an artery of communication between East and West since the Neolithic through the steppe route, the ancestor of the terrestrial Silk Roads. Landscape and climate. The territory of China lies between latitudes 18 degrees and 54 degrees north, and longitudes 73 degrees and 135 degrees east. China's landscapes vary significantly across its vast width. In the east, along the shores of the Yellow Sea and the East China Sea, there are extensive and densely populated alluvial plains, while on the edges of the Inner Mongolian Plateau in the north, broad grasslands predominate. Southern China is dominated by hills and low mountain ranges, while the Central East hosts the deltas of China's two major rivers, the Yellow River and the Yangtze River. Other major rivers include the Sai, Mekong, Brahmaputra, and Amur. To the west sit major mountain ranges, most notably the Himalayas. High plateaus feature among the more arid landscapes of the north, such as the Taklamakan and the Gobi Desert. The world's highest point, Mount Everest, 8,848 meters, lies on the Sino-Nepalese border. The country's lowest point, and the world's third lowest, is the dried lake bed of Ating Lake, -154 meters, in the Turpan Depression. China's climate is mainly dominated by dry seasons and wet monsoons, which lead to pronounced temperature differences between winter and summer. In the winter, northern winds coming from high-latitude areas are cold and dry. In summer, southern winds from coastal areas at lower latitudes are warm and moist. The climate in China differs from region to region because of the country's highly complex topography. A major environmental issue in China is the continued expansion of its deserts, particularly the Gobi Desert. Although barrier tree lines planted since the 1970s have reduced the frequency of sandstorms, prolonged drought and poor agricultural practices have resulted in dust storms plaguing northern China each spring, which then spread to other parts of East Asia, including Korea and Japan. China's environmental watchdog, SEPA, stated in 2007 that China is losing 4,000 square kilometers, 1,500 square miles, per year to desertification. Water quality, erosion, and pollution control have become important issues in China's relations with other countries. Melting glaciers in the Himalayas could potentially lead to water shortages for hundreds of millions of people. Biodiversity. China is one of 17 megadiverse countries, lying in two of the world's major ecozones, the Palearctic and the Indomalaya. By one measure, China has over 34,687 species of animals and vascular plants, making it the third most biodiverse country in the world, after Brazil and Colombia. The country signed the Rio de Janeiro Convention on Biological Diversity on June 11, 1992, and became a party to the convention on January 5, 1993. It later produced a national biodiversity strategy and action plan, with one revision that was received by the convention on September 21, 2010. China is home to at least 551 species of mammals, the third highest such number in the world, 1,221 species of birds, 8th, 424 species of reptiles, 7th, and 333 species of amphibians, 7th. Wildlife in China share habitat with and bear acute pressure from the world's largest population of Homo sapiens. At least 840 animal species are threatened, vulnerable or in danger of local extinction in China, due mainly to human activity such as habitat destruction, pollution and poaching for food, fur and ingredients for traditional Chinese medicine. Endangered wildlife is protected by law, and as of 2005, the country has over 2,349 nature reserves, covering a total area of 149.95 million hectares, 15% of China's total land area. The baiji has recently been confirmed extinct. China has over 32,000 species of vascular plants, and is home to a variety of forest types. Cold coniferous forests predominate in the north of the country, supporting animal species such as moose and Asian black bear, along with over 120 bird species. The understory of moist conifer forests may contain thickets of bamboo. In higher montane stands of juniper and yew, the bamboo is replaced by rhododendrons. Subtropical forests, which are predominate in central and southern China, support as many as 146,000 species of flora. Tropical and seasonal rainforests, though confined to Yunnan and Hainan Island, contain a quarter of all the animal and plant species found in China. China has over 10,000 recorded species of fungi, and of them, nearly 6,000 are higher fungi. Environmental issues. In recent decades, China has suffered from severe environmental deterioration and pollution. While regulations such as the 1979 Environmental Protection Law are fairly stringent, they are poorly enforced, as they are frequently disregarded by local communities and government officials in favor of rapid economic development. Urban air pollution is a severe health issue in the country. The World Bank estimated in 2013 that 16 of the world's 20 most polluted cities are located in China, and China is the country with the highest death toll because of air pollution. There are 1.14 million deaths caused by exposure to ambient air pollution. China is the world's largest carbon dioxide emitter. The country also has significant water pollution problems. 40% of China's rivers had been polluted by industrial and agricultural waste by late 2011. In 2014, the internal freshwater resources per capita of China reduced to 2,062 cubic meters, and it was below 500 cubic meters in the North China Plain, while 5,920 cubic meters in the world. In China, heavy metals also cause environmental pollution. Heavy metal pollution is an inorganic chemical hazard, which is mainly caused by lead, Pb, chromium, Cr, arsenic, as, cadmium, Cd, mercury, Hg, zinc, Zn, copper, Cu, cobalt, Co, and nickel, Ni. 5 metals among them, Pb, Cr, As, Cd, and Hg, are the key heavy metal pollutants in China. Heavy metal pollutants mainly come from mining, sewage irrigation, the manufacturing of metal-containing products, and other related production activities. High level of heavy metal exposure can also cause permanent intellectual and developmental disabilities, including reading and learning disabilities, behavioral problems, hearing loss, attention problems, and disruption in the development of visual and motor function. According to the data of the National Census of Pollution, China has more than 1.5 million sites of heavy metals exposure. The total volume of discharged heavy metals in the wastewater, waste gas and solid wastes are around 900,000 tons each year from 2005 to 2011. However, China is the world's leading investor in renewable energy and its commercialization, with $52 billion invested in 2011 alone. It is a major manufacturer of renewable energy technologies and invests heavily in local-scale renewable energy projects. By 2015, over 24% of China's energy was derived from renewable sources, while most notably from hydroelectric power. A total installed capacity of 197 gigawatts makes China the largest hydroelectric power producer in the world. China also has the largest power capacity of installed solar photovoltaic system and wind power system in the world. In 2011, the Chinese government announced plans to invest 4 trillion yuan, $619 billion, in water infrastructure and desalination projects over a 10-year period, and to complete construction of a flood prevention and anti-drought system by 2020. In 2013, China began a 5-year, $277 billion effort to reduce air pollution, particularly in the north of the country. Political geography. The People's Republic of China is the second largest country in the world by land area after Russia, and is either the third or fourth largest by total area, after Russia, Canada and, depending on the definition of total area, the United States. China's total area is generally stated as being approximately 9,600,000 square kilometers, 3,700,000 square miles. Specific area figures range from 9,572,900 square kilometers, 3,696,100 square miles, according to the Encyclopaedia Britannica, to 9,596,961 square kilometers, 3,705,407 square miles, according to the UN Demographic Yearbook, and the CIA World Factbook. China has the longest combined land border in the world, measuring 22,117 kilometers, 13,743 miles, from the mouth of the Yalu River to the Gulf of Tonkin. China borders 14 nations, more than any other country except Russia, which also borders 14. China extends across much of East Asia, bordering Vietnam, Laos, and Myanmar, Burma, in Southeast Asia, India, Bhutan, Nepal, Afghanistan, and Pakistan in South Asia, Tajikistan, Kyrgyzstan and Kazakhstan in Central Asia, and Russia, Mongolia, and North Korea in Inner Asia and Northeast Asia. Additionally, China shares maritime boundaries with South Korea, Japan, Vietnam, and the Philippines.